Hi, my name is Katherine Young, and for Math 1351, my third lesson is over graphing. I selected pictographs for second graders. My mom and my sister are helping along with my dog. Good afternoon, class. I hope everyone had a great time at lunch and recess. Now that you have gotten to eat and play, I'm sure you all have your brains recharged and ready to learn something new. That's why we're going to talk more about graphs. Does anyone remember the type of graph that we talked about yesterday?
Was it a bar graph?
Yes, it was. Yesterday we talked about bar graphs. They look like this. The bar graph is measuring what types of pets we own. I see 5 different types of pets on this graph. Anyone want to share which ones they are?
Rabbits, dogs, cats, goldfish, and hamsters.
Excellent. Yesterday we talked about how graphs show us information, and it's our job to figure out all of that it's telling us. So let's put on our detective hats and look for clues. What can we take off from this graph?
More people own goldfish than hamsters.
You're right. How did you know that?
The bar above the goldfish is taller than the bar above the hamsters.
You're right.
I measured the bars to figure it out. I saw that 6 people own goldfish and 5 people own hamsters. 6 is greater than 5, so more people own goldfish.
You both did a great job of coming to that conclusion. Has anyone else found a clue in this graph?
The lowest bar is the 2 rabbits.
You're right. So what does that mean?
That more people own all the other pets than they do rabbits.
Yes, the least amount of people own rabbits. So who knows which pet that most people own?
Dogs.
Well, I would think so too, but that's not what this graph is saying. We're trying to figure out the information the graph is telling us. So which bar is highest?
The cats.
Correct. According to this graph, most people own cats. Great job. Now that you all know all about bar graphs, we're going to look at another type of graph. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Today we're going to talk about pictographs. These graphs use pictures to show information instead of bars. An example of one would be our birthdays chart. Let's put on our detective hats again. Each cupcake represents a birthday in the classroom. This month we have 2 birthdays, Angela and Robert's birthday. Next month we have 3 more birthdays, Charlotte, Chloe, and Ethan's birthday. So if we look at our birthday chart, how many birthdays do we have in March?
1.
You're right, we just have 1 birthday in March. It's Rachel's. Let's take a look at some more pictographs. What do you think this graph is measuring?
How many backpacks these people have?
Not quite. There's something different about this graph. This graph tells you what you're measuring. Look towards the bottom.
It says that 1 backpack equals 1 bike.
Height, yes.
Height, yeah.
This is called a key. It tells us what the pictures in our graph represent so that we can better understand what we're measuring. This key tells us that we're measuring how many hikes each one of these people went on. So how many hikes has Sue been on?
5.
Correct. Now what about Carol?
7.
Correct again. Who do you think went on the most hikes?
Eric.
Fantastic. You guys are doing such a good job. Let's look at another. What do you think about this one? What do you think it's about?
How many books each person read this month?
You're right. How did you know that?
It says so at the top of the chart.
Good job. Books read this month. That's the title of the graph. What does the key say?
Two books.
You're right. It says that 1 book equals 2 books. But that sounds confusing, right? In this case, each picture of a book represents 2 books. So let's look at Manny. I see 3 books in his row. So how many books did he read this month?
6.
Good job. You're right. Since each picture equals 2, you add 2 plus 2 plus 2, which equals 6. Who wants to guess how many books Sue read this month?
12.
Not quite. You did a good job of remembering the key, but if you look closely, the last book is a picture of only one half of a book. That means that the picture only represents one book, because 1 is half of 2. Therefore, if you solve 2 plus 2 plus 2
Hey,
plus
Mom.
2 plus 2 plus 1, that equals 11. Sue read 11
Where's the
books this
camera?
month.
You're interrupting.
Oh, it's right there.
What about this graph? What is this pictograph about?
Hair color. Wait, what are we doing? Sorry.
This graph isn't a pictograph. It's a bar graph, so it doesn't matter.
I see it.
Why do you think that these? Why is this a bar graph instead of a picture graph?
Don't you touch it! Don't you touch it!
Now it's not gonna work.
Hey,
Keep going, teacher.
just ignore that student.
This graph has bars instead of pictures.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's look at another example. What is the pictograph? What is this pictograph measuring?
Free throws.
How many free throws a person made? You're right. So what do the basketballs represent?
2 throws.
2 free throws. Thank you, student number 3.
He's a dog, by the way.
So who made the least amount of free throws?
Mike.
Alice?
Alice. I'm so sorry. I did
Alice.
that.
She made 3 free throws. Who made the most free throws?
Casey.
Casey, you're right. She made 10. So how many more free throws did Casey make than Alice?
Hang on. 7.
You're right. How did you figure that out?
I knew. Cause Casey had 10 and Alice had 3, so I did 10 minus 3.
Good job.
No script.
Now you're going to complete a worksheet over pictographs. It has 6 pictographs and there are a few questions for each one of them. Look at the pictographs and answer the questions as best as you can on your own with your own pencil. Then, when I tell you, you can talk amongst your friends around you. If you change any of your answers, I want you to mark it with a blue colored pencil. After you've gotten to talk to each other some, then we will talk about we will talk about it together as a class. If you make any changes when we talk about it, as a whole class, you'll mark it with an orange colored pencil. This way you will see which times you made the different decisions. Pick up the worksheets at the front desk and you can start working on it. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's go over the answers. The first pictograph has to do with the favorite ways of traveling. How many people like to travel by bus? This chart is not on the whiteboard, it's on the worksheet. As we go over
teacher,
the
I'm so
worksheet.
sorry.
How many people like to travel by bus? I see 4.
Teacher, I didn't do the back of the paper.
So sorry, teacher. We did not do the back of the page.
If you look at the key, the stick figure represents how many people?
Yes, it does.
It represents 5 people. So according to the graph, how many people travel by bus?
Let me see. Which bus? Oh, it's on the sheet.
on the shirt.
20, because 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 20. So let's look at another one. Do more people like to travel by bus or by airplane?
I like to travel by bus.
You're right. How did you know that?
There are more stick figures in the bus row than in the airplane row.
Good job. Now you all did a great job on the worksheet. Let's go over what we learned one more time before you go home. What type of graph did we learn today?
Pictographs.
Yes. There's something we need to look out for when we're reading a pictograph. What would that be?
Are you talking about the key?
Yes, I am. We have to look at the key to make sure we know what we're measuring and that we are measuring it correctly. Does this look like a pictograph?
No.
Why not?
This graph doesn't have any pictures on it.
Good.
They're bars.
Good job. You're exactly right. So what type of graph is it?
It's a bar graph.
Exactly. So let's go on to one last example. Let's say that I wanted to find out your favorite ice cream flavors for the whole class. And you decide between strawberry, mango, chocolate, or vanilla. And I drew the graph that is shown right here. This is all the information that I found. Each ice cream represents 2 people that chose that flavor as their ice cream. What is the most popular ice cream flavor according to this graph?
Chocolate.
Yes, it is. And what's the least favorite?
That's vanilla.
Correct. Now, how many people chose mango?
2.
Exactly. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. You forgot the key. So that each ice cream represents 2 people. So 4 people chose mango. You're right. Good job. You all did a great job paying attention and participating in class today. You caught on to the lesson very quickly, and you showed just how smart you all are. I'm very proud that since we have a long weekend, you guys get to have a break from homework. Go ahead and pack your bags.